Hi everybody, my name is Sergey Baidachny and welcome back to my training about Visual Studio Code for Mac developers. Today we are going to discuss Google Chrome extensions. It's a very important topic because we already know how to debug our server-side applications using Node.JS, using .NET Core, etc. But what about client-side? So in order to support client-side, Visual Studio Code allows you to install special extensions for Google Chrome, and in general you can start your application from Visual Studio Code and use Google Chrome in order to debug and test your applications. Of course, in order to use this extension you have to install Google Chrome on your Mac device, and right after that you can install a new extension. So let's select install extension, let's type something like Chrome probably. And yes, you can see that there is Debugger for Chrome. So let's click install. And as usual, you have to restart Visual Studio Code. So I already have a very simple website that contains just one script, and I'm going to debug this script. So I want to set up a couple breakpoints, and let's see if we can use Google Chrome in order to debug our application. So I have to open debug tab as usual, and I have to click start button in order to set up my launch.json file. So in the list you can see lots of different debuggers, and once you install Google Chrome extensions you can select Chrome Debugger. So you can see three different configurations. You can start your index.html directly from your working folder, and Google Chrome will use your current working folder as an entry point. You can start your application as a local host website, or you can attach your Visual Studio Code instance to existing Google Chrome instance. But in this case you have to make sure that you run a Google Chrome browser with some parameters that enable debug options for Google Chrome, and that allows you to attach any external editor to Google Chrome. So we are going to use the first one, so it's selected by default, and let's click run and let's see what happens there. You can see our message and no breakpoints are fired. It's because Google Chrome just started our site, and after that Visual Studio Code attached to Google Chrome. So there's some time for Google Chrome to run our code. In order to see our breakpoints, we simply can click refresh button, and you can see that my first breakpoint is fired now, and I can use all debugging features. So I can list all local variables, global variables. I can use debug panel, I can click continue, and my next breakpoint is fired as well. So looks like it works great, and I simply have to click start, and after that I will be able to debug my client-side code. And if you open Google Chrome now, you can see a message that now our application is paused in Visual Studio Code, and we can click continue in order to get our message. So if you still have some questions how to start your application on client side and how to debug your application in Visual Studio Code, you can install Google Chrome extensions.